Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It is 11:30 here in the East Coast of the U.S. I guess 4:30 over in the UK. Trying to hop on here, and today should be a fun day. We got I think, hopefully a fun little maybe half hour, 45 minutes lined up. I got Fredrik who's going to come on here. Fredrik is new to our Instagram and tour staff as a player. As many of you guys probably already follow him on all the social media feeds, does a ton of cool things, has a lot of really good things in terms of. Oh wait, he's here already. I might go ahead and hop him in. But yeah, we're going to run through some what's in the bag between myself and him, and then later, in just a few minutes, we got Olivia Cowan's going to hop on. She should be great, so it should be really good to have her on here. And then yeah, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't add Fredrik on here right now. Let's see. It should be connecting right now. Hey, Kate.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, Fredrik. What's going on?
Not much. I'm stuck in Sweden. It's a little bit cold, but no, I'm doing great, man. As good as you
You,
can during these difficult times, I guess. How are you?
yeah, it's same thing. It actually got cold here today. Not probably nearly as cold as it is where you are, but you've been stuck over there for a little bit now, right?
Yeah, I've been here a month now, so I left because my dad was feeling bad, and flights were stopped flying to Sweden. So I figured if I gotta get home, I gotta get home right now. So I'm normally
Right.
based in the U.S. But now I'm home for a while. I'm hoping to get back in June, July, depending on the restrictions. But yeah, right now I'm back home. David sent me some swag though. Look at this, huh?
Oh, oh, I
I
like
know.
that.
I got the shoes. I got it all.
Very nice. It's fun when I'm on the European site because then right now, since we're on the Mizuno Europe feed, I can actually show off some of my Mizuno gear as well. I know in the States we don't have as much of that, so we get to kind of try to hide it a little bit from us over here. So we get to show it off
No,
while you.
yeah, I'm lucky. Exactly what David told me when I got back home. He's like, we got clothing, right? And I was like, what? So then with the summer apparel, and I was like, man, you're a little bit wrong in time here. It's
Yeah,
freezing away. He has some jackets, and I got them today actually. And this is the first day I'm wearing it, and they're fantastic. Super high quality stuff. Keeps me
awesome.
warm. It's about 40 degrees here, 45. So yeah, I'm lucky. I'm with Team Sin right now for sure.
Yeah, no, we're loving having it. And I saw you actually post some stuff opening the box with all the stuff coming out. That's really good. Have you been getting to play a lot? Keep your game
Yeah,
fresh?
actually, yeah. The Sweden has less restrictions, so
Hmm.
the golf course is open. My home course is open. Obviously, there are you gotta social distance a little bit. The clubhouse is open, but you have to keep distance, and make sure you do so. But uh, Sweden is handling this very different compared to many other countries. The
Okay.
schools are still open, restaurants are still open, so we'll see if we make the right decision or not. But yeah, I don't know too much. I'm trying to stay away from people as much as I can and golf.
Well, it seems like there's no safer place than being out on a golf course, and you can keep your distance from everybody as long as it's a little bit strange not doing the handshake at the end of the round, but I think we'll get through.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so. I hope so. For sure. As long as you avoid the clubhouse, you're definitely right. If you play like twosomes and you're out there by yourself, or you're out there on the range, then yeah, you should
Hmm.
be pretty good, sure.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting here in the U.S. I'm in Georgia, and in Georgia, we've really most of the courses have been open. A handful of them closed for a little bit, but then it seems like almost every one of them's open by now. But actually, a couple of the courses that I play at, one of them they basically turn the cups upside down, so the ball only
Yeah,
drops about this far, and then one of the others actually installed these little levers that you pull up with your putter, so that when
yeah, I
the
saw
ball
that.
drops down. Yeah, it's
We
really
also
cool.
have those in the whole, like we don't have the ones where you lift it up. Actually, that's even smarter.
Hmm.
But we also have it that you just get a lot. You don't really have to put the hand all the way down there. It kind of just stays on top, and it works great. So it's better than no golf for sure.
For sure. I know, and I assume Hannah's been struggling a little bit because I think they're still closed in California.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she lives in California. She's stuck over there now, and yes, she's She's bugging me every day. Doctor. That's a
So
good
talk.
problem to have.
It is. So talk to me about what you've been up to. What have you been working on your game, but getting to play
So
some or looking at anything equipment wise?
yeah, all the golf and all the tournaments are kind of canceled. So I'm getting some, some lessons. I do a lot of short game lessons. I work with a lot of pros in short game. I do a lot of that. I'm creating some content, focusing a little bit on my social. I do a lot of online lessons where I help people from home. So if you're stuck at home, you can still improve your putting and chipping and pitching
Hmm.
motion. So it's a perfect timing to get that sorted out because not too many people are going to practice their short game with the course open, right? We go to the
Right.
range and we drives. It's
Right.
a lot more. So this is the time to do it. So I'm doing that, and yeah, I actually just got the new Mizuno putter that you never sent me. So David once again had touch. Look at
At,
this
le-
bad boy. So I'm
at least
trying that
someone
one
took
out right
care of
now.
you.
Yeah, exactly. And I like it because you can change the weights in the
Hmm.
putter, and the greens obviously here in Sweden are very slow right now. So I like to have a little bit more weight to the club head to get a little bit more hit to it.
Hmm.
Some people actually like to have a lighter putter for slow greens to get more speed. I don't know, but I like more weight when it's slower. I feel like I
Hmm.
can get more pop to the ball. So I put the heaviest weights on here, and I'm trying it out right now. It's a great. We got 3 finishes, right? This is the
We
black one.
do. Yeah, so there's a black one, there's a satin chrome, and there's a blue, a very nice Mizuno blue. And that's the great thing about it is you're right, with the three different or with the different weights, it comes with a weight kit. So if you are that person who's playing on super fast and you want a little bit lighter head, you can do that. Or where you are, you can put a little bit more mass there. It's going to be
Yeah,
great.
yeah, no. And then then I have all the clubs that you helped me with. You and Bill
Hmm.
I mean, normally based in Atlanta where the headquarters are, and I went to Country Club in the South there, and you guys helped me out. So I'm playing the MP20s from the 9 iron to the 7 iron, and then I actually got the HMBs. They're a
Hmm.
little bit more forgiving, obviously, because it's hard to hit long irons. And I start already at the 5 iron and
Okay.
work all the way up to the 2 iron for the stingers. You gotta have the stingers if you're an influencer. So I got that.
Absolutely.
And everyone thinks I'm playing graphite shaft. So every day on the range, people come up to me. It's like, why are you playing graphite shaft? But these are the KBS, what do you call it? Money taper,
The money taper, yep.
and
The
they're just painted, right? They're still shafts that are painted, aren't they?
It is. That's right. I'm trying to remember. There's maybe some sort of ion plating finish or something, but it's a really nice black look. It definitely is different. I'll talk to you
Yeah.
in a little bit. If you look right here, I'm going to join the ranks of the black shafts right behind me. So I got some too.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously look a lot cooler. So, you know, I got that sorted out, and then actually, I'm gonna ask you about this. So I got my ST203 with here,
Hmm.
and the swing weight was very light on it.
Okay.
And I always hit every shot with a 3 wood on the toe. I live on the toe. I don't know
Hmm.
why, but a lot of people do. I'm a good player, hit it a little bit off the toe. So we
Hmm.
put a little lead tape back on there, a
Yep.
little bit on the toe to like kind of slow down the rotation. It's not really true, right? Why does that really help?
So typically, when you put mass out on the toe side, particularly on a wood, because it makes essentially, if I want to go into engineering speak, it makes the moment
Yeah,
a little bit larger. So the center of gravity moves away from the shaft. So really, the closure rate of the face slows down. So
okay.
basically, you see it on a lot of the woods when you move weights to the toe, they become a little bit more fade biased. But yeah,
Yeah.
putting it on that is really just going to slow down the rate at which the face closes.
So that's perfect. So you should eliminate the hook a little bit, right? The left
That's
miss.
right. And that's
Yeah.
always such a scary shot with a 3 wood. When those get going left, that's not what you're looking
Especially
for.
when you start to hit a high cut into a par five.
Right.
Good old
Part-
double cross.
Particularly now that some of the fairway woods, and this one in particular, it's a pretty low spin fairway wood. So trying to play a cut is probably a very good thing for a lot of 3 woods, just to get a little bit more carry and a little bit softer landing angle. If you're going
Yeah.
into a par five and it's coming in with that bullet right to left shot, there's no stopping it.
No, and I think a lot of clubs are kind of designed like that now, where it's just maximum distance with a 3 wood, which is
Hmm.
for a lot of players might help, but for a player like me, I needed to go a certain distance. I don't want to hit it 300 yards.
Yep.
So it's like this one has been really good, and I know that I've been messing around with adding some loft here. You can setting it on a higher setting. I've been messing around with that, and that's helped too. So it's actually been really good. Normally, in my opinion, finding a good 3-wood is the toughest club in the bag to find. You
You're
know,
so
change
right.
stuff.
You see that so often, like when we're working with tour pros, and I'm sure you see it all the time going around on tour and stuff, that the 3-wood is almost always like the oldest club in somebody's bag because
Yeah,
once you find one, you don't want to mess with it.
excellent, excellent. And then, while I have you here, we all have you here, so we can ask the questions.
Yes.
You don't answer my emails anymore, so I have to get on here. I'm just
Oh.
kidding, you do. But we have these the weights on the back. I play the ST200G driver, and you got these kind of channels here. And how much does if I put them all the way in front here, it's going to decrease the spin a lot, right?
That's right. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's 2 to 8 gram tungsten weights. When they're all the way forward, it's going to bring that center of gravity forward.
Yeah.
And if you were to compare it to like a mid weighting, it's going to knock that spin rate down probably 300 or 400 RPM.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Also, does it generally go more fade bias if you have the weights forward? I've heard that from someone.
Slightly. The
Yeah.
reason being is, it's all about face closure. And if you think about it, the center of gravity of a driver is further back in the head. So
Yeah.
when the weights are back, what that's going to do is that's going to bring that center of gravity even further back, and that's going to make the face close a little bit more as well. So typically when you have the weights forward, it's going
Yeah.
to make it a bit more cut biased, but at the same time it's somewhat canceled out because it's a lower spin. So, a lower spin is usually not going to let it cut as much.
Exact
So,
number. Yeah.
yeah, so you're right that in general, yes, it does. Further back is going to tend to turn the ball over more, and a
Yeah.
weight more forward is going to cut the ball a little bit more.
So if I want a driver that's very fade bias, you see this says fade and draw here. Should I
hmm
put both weights on the fade channel?
Yeah, if you really want to take that left side out, then I'd put both of them up on the toe side. So, if you want really low spin, you could do toe forward, or you could
Yeah.
do one on the front and one on the back of the toe side. Both of that might make it a little bit more neutral in terms
Yeah.
of give you, so the spin doesn't fall out of the sky and give it a little bit of lift on it, but that should help take the left side out.
That's good because I was hitting balls here in the studio and I was hitting 3 to 4 degrees up on the driver. So
hmm
I think that I can kind of manage the weights up here because I was spinning it around 2000, but if I
Yep.
hit that up on it, that should still be okay, right?
Yeah, I would think so. If you're hitting up on it, I've seen your fundamentals. You got a good, nice upward angle of attack, and you got plenty of speed to handle relatively low spin. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think you should be able to handle that no problem.
Okay, perfect. So, but for the normal golfer, well,
Yeah,
you got heads. They might not be playing this head then.
that's right. So that head it's more designed for that person, more like you with a lot of speed who wants to take a lot of the spin off.
Yeah.
If you're really looking to, if you're someone with a downward angle of attack or you struggle to get too little or struggle to bring spin down, that's a great option is that G. But for the most people, I mean, myself, I don't have quite as much speed as you. I'm
Yeah.
trying, but I'm not there yet.
What do
But
you play?
I'm playing here. I got mine right back here. So
Yeah,
I always like going over bags.
this is
So
what
right
we want to
behind me. Exactly. So I've got the ST200, the non-adjustable. So I've got this one right here.
Yeah.
So this one, I
That's the
tried
stable
the,
head, right?
say it again?
That's the stable head, right? The
Correct,
most.
yes. Yeah, so I tried the one you're playing, the G, and I hit up on it a good amount, and my speed's not quite as high as yours. So I couldn't keep it in the air; it was falling out of the sky. So that's the great thing about the regular one is it gives you the stability plus a little bit more spin. I mean, I'm still
Yeah.
in the low 2000s, 22, 2300, but it's so much more stable, and it'll actually get in the sky and go. So this
Yeah.
one's been really good for me.
Yeah, I know my girlfriend Hannah, she's playing that driver, and I've been, swapping heads to put her
hmm
her head in my shaft, and it is stable. I mean, it's very, very straight. I think I lose. It spins a little bit too much for me,
hmm
but just hitting it straight, that head is definitely maybe straighter than mine, but it's not really
Yep.
optimizing my numbers. But yeah, no, that's a fantastic one.
Yeah,
Could
it's
ask you
really
if you
good.
still in 700 fairway wood.
You know
What
what?
do you
I
need?
find the MX 700 was one that came out. I'm gonna call it. 10, 12 years ago, that to your point of not being able to excuse me, not being able to get a fairway wood out of the bag, that stayed in my bag for until just this year.
Wow.
So I'd played
And
it forever.
it's like several generations old or what?
Yeah, it was a bigger head, really designed to be ultra stable as well. And honestly, that club came out right around when like the burner was out. That was a really popular from TaylorMade. That was a
Yeah.
very stable. It was a very similar design to that. Super high MOI. It spun it a little bit more than the modern fairway woods, so that was good for me. But I
Yeah.
actually pulled that out this year and put in a couple of the ST190s. So I don't have the 200s yet. And the funny story is I was actually in a hit test of the ST200 fairway woods, and I was hitting them so well that that's why I had to go back and rethink that that MX700. So I went and built some 190s because this was all I had access to at the time.
Yeah.
But I'm working on building up some ST200s as well.
Yeah. So you gave all the wood heads out to us instead. That's nice of you.
Exactly. Well, it's funny. My iron set, I'm ready to build up new ones. So it's like if you come over here, I've got all my shafts ready to go. I've got AMTs, the blacked out
Wow.
AMTs. I got my grips ready to go, and I actually, it's a little funky, but I put some Sensicors in mine just because I grew up playing Sensicor and I always liked it. So I've been putting Sensicor in AMTs just to get a little bit different feel. But I
Is that
haven't
what
built them
goes
up yet.
underneath the grip? Does it go
So this
underneath the grip?
goes it goes inside the shaft. It goes like 7 inches down, right at the balance point. So it's something that just makes it feel a little bit softer. And actually, some of the new shafts from True Temper, like the Elevate, comes with what they're calling the vibration suppressing system, VSS. I think it's something like that, and it's a very similar thing to that. It just makes it a little bit softer.
So if you can't hit the sweet spot, you put those in, right?
Maybe, yeah. It doesn't hurt.
These are
But
the
I haven't
softest
built.
lines in the game. What are you talking about, man? You
I
can't
haven't
feel
built
it
my
when you hit
setup
the
yet.
solid.
So I've got, yeah, mine are a little bit more forgiving. I've got the JPX tours still. I got the 919 tours in the 5 iron through 9 iron. But then the reason I haven't built up those shafts yet is because, like you said, trying to make sure everybody got theirs. I still have old
Yeah.
MPH5 long irons in the 3 and 4. The HMBs, when we first launched them, we sold out almost immediately. So there was a
Oh, I
back
know.
order on it. So I let some of the other people who had actually ordered some get theirs before I more or less took mine. You know what I mean?
No, I do, and I love the HMBs because uh, with the long irons, even in professional golf nowadays, you need high launch. Like you gotta get the ball to stop quickly. So if you have
Absolutely.
more, MP20s is a great club, but if you put the MP20 4 iron compared to a HMB iron, the HMB just launch higher and it's more
Mm-hmm.
forgiving, and that comes from normally I did it pretty darn good. So for an amateur, and that's the cool thing about Mizuno is that you can have combo sets. You don't have to buy one iron and just have it across the bag. You can make that adjustments to have a little bit more blade looking irons in the lower irons to get that lower, more piercing trajectory, and then with the longer
Mm-hmm.
irons you can launch it up more. And I think it's great. It's been fantastic so far. What
Yeah,
wedges do
you almost you. Oh, my wedges. They're a little bit old too because I still actually have the T7 wedges, which I really loved. They're really great. The new ones, the MP20s, it was the same thing of I was waiting on the raw ones. So I know you have the raw ones, but so
you?
I go 49, 51, 58. And in the US, we did not launch the raw in the 51 and the 58. We only launched it in the high lofted until the
Oh wow.
PGA show. So
Yeah.
in Europe, it was different. They had it always. So we
Yeah.
actually followed along and we made them all. But again, when they first came out, we sold a ton right off the bat, and I couldn't get a pitching wedge. So I was waiting until a pitching wedge comes out, and then I'm going to build those up.
Yeah, I really like it because not only because it's cool when it rusts, but you don't
Hmm.
have that glare. With chrome wedges, and if it's really sunny, I live in Scottsdale or Phoenix area, so
Hmm.
there's sun every day. When you look down and the sun is in the middle of the sky, you get blinded by it. the chrome, the
Hmm.
lights, the reflecting on the club head, and this just doesn't do it. And it's just a cool looking club, when it rusts. And you told me something that they tend to spin more than chrome ones because of the plating. Explain that.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that a lot of people always question is, does rust make it spin, or why does a raw wedge in general spin more than a plated wedge? And the interesting thing is it's not that the rust does anything, it's what the rust kind of represents. It's when you plate a wedge. So all of ours are made out of a 1025 material. 1025 is naturally going to start to rust. But when we plate
Yeah.
it so that it won't rust, what that does is that rounds that shoulder just a little bit. And that little bit of rounding of the shoulder is going to take away a little bit of spin right off the bat. So by playing those raw ones, you don't have that rounded shoulder. So it gives you just a little bit more grip on it.
Yeah, a little bit more friction, which equals spin, right?
Exactly. I got a
So,
funny comment on here. I'm getting asked about chipping.
yeah, I watched the video when you played against Keith Mitchell and who was that?
Stephen Fisk.
Steve
Hmm.
Fish. I played with Fish. He grew up in Atlanta too. Great golfer, the
Yeah.
weirdest golf swing in the world, but darn, it hits secure, man. I mean, if you think what do I say? Jim Furyk has a weird swing. Watch this kid. All right, and he owns it too. I was like, "Have you ever had a lesson?" And he told me, like, "Dude, no coach is gonna want to work with me. Look at my swing." And I mean, it's weird, but he
It's
is a
funky.
baller, man. That's a
But
great
you're right.
sign.
He was a Walker Cupper last year. Fantastic player. So who usually came out on top between you and him?
We've played once, and gonna lie, we tied the front nine, and he beat me on the back nine, so he got me one up. Uh, on his home course,
I
he
believe it.
actually got 59. So like that kid was good. He's a golfer. But I watched
Yeah.
the YouTube video when you took Keith Mitchell and him on in chipping, and you
Hmm.
had Keith Mitchell the whole time. You gave it away. Come on.
I did. It's totally true.
Yeah.
I had him the whole time. I got a
You,
little bit
you
got a
did
little
you
bit
did a
cocky and tried to get cute.
but
The fun.
David is telling me that you took on Luke Donald, and I'm just gonna guess our time with him.
First off, what I'll say when I was playing against Keith and Steven, the shots we were picking were pretty easy shots. They weren't too tough.
Yeah.
You pick Luke,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll put you on places where only Luke Donald's getting up and down. So he was, I mean, to watch that guy's short game, and I know you've done a lot of videos going over on his technique is so good, and his hands are incredible. How every position is right, and he's just phenomenal. And with short game, he made me look like a 30 handicap. It's pretty embarrassing.
I mean, yeah, you pretty much you're taking on, if not the best, one of the absolute best short games in history. I would probably say. If anyone talks about a professional that has a good short game, Luke Donald is always pretty much on top of the list. So yeah, you have
Mm-hmm.
time there. I'm just guessing. I just broke down his motion in a YouTube video here,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's just spot on. What I believe is the right way of doing it, which is not always the right way, but what I believe in, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So, I mean, he
Yeah.
became number one, even though he's a short hitter.
Mm-hmm.
That says a lot. But if you're a short hitter, you better putt and chip well and hit wedges well, and he did that better than anyone else. So,
Yeah, what always amazed me about Luke is, you'd picture him, doing the best on a shorter course because he's not as long a hitter. But if you look at his stats, he does phenomenal on long courses because when the courses get so long, people are going to miss greens. You're not going to have as high as close to the hole, and he can out wedge and out putt basically anybody on the planet. So he's just a phenomenal player.
no doubt, no, absolutely, you're definitely right that I believe the tougher the courses are, the bigger of a chance he's got. But he won there at the what's it, Harbor Town, right? That his latest win? Or?
So I don't think he ever won it. He's finished second there like 4 or 5 times,
Oh,
but
really?
he never won it. But I mean, every time you play there, if you got to put money on somebody, you got to put money on Luke there because he's going to play well.
Do you remember that shot he hit, the pitch shot he hit on 18 where you hold it? Like
I,
if you've ever hit that shot, played
mm-hmm,
there before, that is just, you have no green to work with. The green is super firm,
right.
runs away. and hit like two bounces, nips, and just falls in. It's like, wow. That's just
Even the announcers were amazed by a shot. It was
yeah.
so good. Well, dude, hey,
All
I
right.
really appreciate this. This is awesome. Thanks so much for coming on. I think we got Olivia is on. Let me flip through and see if I can find how to add her on here. But yeah, this is awesome. And please let me know when you get back into town, and we got to all get out and golf again.
Awesome. I'm happy to warm you up a little bit before the superstar here, Olivia.
Well, I'm
I
I'm
give you a
curious. I know
chance.
you've watched her swing some and seen her game. Like, what are you curious to know from her?
Oh, I'm curious just to know, dating a golfer that's trying to level where she's at, kind of like what she does to improve, and maybe some questions about, how female professional players play the golf course, because it's not only just hit it far and wedge it up. When I watch Hannah,
Mm-hmm.
they hit more 7-irons or longer clubs into the par fours than what guys do. So kind of how she
Right.
prepares to manage her missed shots, stuff like that. Definitely.
Okay. Great. Yeah, we'll definitely ask her some of those questions. That's perfect.
Awesome. And now
Awesome.
I don't know how to get kicked off with this thing. Let's see if I can get off there.
Let's see. I might be able to kick you off. Let's see.
Okay. Wait,
All right.
okay.
It's great chat.
Enjoy
Great
it.
catching up with you. Absolutely, Fredrik. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Now it's me. Now I'm gonna hop back on and let's see. Let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna flip through for a second. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting just getting used to going with this. Let's see if Olivia's on. Hopefully, she can request to be added. Let's see. What's so much fun about talking to Fredrik is he's one of those guys who he's got so much game, and it's just a matter of time before he breaks through as well. So I think he's playing on some Latin American schedule right now and working on his game. Oh, here we go.
Hi.
Hey, Olivia, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Hope we didn't keep you waiting too long.
Yeah, it was good. I was watching.
Okay, good.
This is the first time doing a live, so
Oh, no problem at all. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds like the volume's a little bit down. So if you can like turn your phone a little bit, maybe.
yeah.
There we go. Now I think we're hearing you a little better. Let's see. Can you hold it in your hand?
Yeah.
I know it's not ideal, but I think it was covering the speaker.
Yeah, probably.
No worries. All right, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to come on, and I'm over in the States right now, so we're trying to see what we can do to get back to golfing full time. And I know you guys are doing the same over there. But
Yeah.
how have you been spending your time off?
Well, it's actually not been too bad over here. So I mean, Germany's been coping quite well with the, can you still hear me? All
Yes,
right,
perfect.
perfect. Yeah, Germany's been coping quite well with obviously what's been going on at the moment. Our health system is quite good, so it hasn't been too bad as in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, the first month, I would say I didn't do much except for I exercised a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
was working on that. And yeah, otherwise, it was so hard to try and buy something to practice with as well in your garden. Like all the
Mm-hmm.
golf nets were just sold out everywhere. So it
Right.
took ages to get something. So when I finally got it, I could then practice. And I did have a putting mat, so I was practicing putting, but there wasn't really much that I could really do. So
Right. I'm
yeah.
sure it's been a struggle, and it's a shame because you were coming off some really good form going into the break, right?
Yeah, my last event was well, it was good and bad, I would say.
This was in South Africa, right?
Yeah, I was leading going into the final round with 4 shots, and
Mm-hmm.
it was my first time in that position where I was ahead going into the final round. So I think probably nerves were playing a little bit of a role.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, my game is really good at the moment. So hopefully it will get back to where we started and get back to playing golf.
Yeah, we've been following your career, and I know the ladies European tour doesn't get as much press as it should over in the States, but we've been following your career and seeing how you're progressing and getting very close. So we're excited for that next time you get that lead that you'll break right through and get the win.
Yeah, hopefully soon. I can feel it's really close. I've been close quite a few times, so
Hmm.
hopefully it will come this year.
So what do you feel like you need to do different, or is it a mindset thing, or what? How do you think you're going to start to overcome those nerves?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a bit of a mental issue. Although I have, as an amateur, I was always very strong in that area. But I feel like sometimes when you then switch to pro level, it does change a bit.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's basically what I'm trying to work on at the moment. I do work on that with my caddy. He does keep me grounded and he helps me with that a lot. So basically, I just try to not really think ahead and just try to see shot for shot and
Hmm.
just basically, what will happen basically. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get into my head. It doesn't always work.
Right.
And yeah, basically also just to be kinder to myself on the course. I think everyone is so hard on themselves
Hmm.
when they're playing golf. So I think if you're just nicer to yourself, then it will be a lot easier.
Well, the fact that you keep putting yourself right there, I mean, it shows, having a four-stroke lead going into the last round, you're ready to break through. So it's just a matter of time. It'll happen very shortly.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm trying.
So have you been working on anything equipment-wise? Have you been looking at your bag at all, or?
So my bag, I've got it here next to me, and it's actually I hardly ever update my clubs. I'm like the worst person. If you ask me anything technical, I'm probably the worst person to ask. But yeah, I don't really like switching things up. When I like something, I like to stick with it.
Okay.
So what I've been playing probably the last 2 years. I
Hmm.
am waiting for my new clubs, but what's going on at the moment?
Right.
Hopefully they'll come soon. So I do play the MP 18s.
Oh, the muscle backs, nice.
Yeah, so I play them. It's from my pitching wedge to the 6 iron, and
Hmm.
then my 5 iron is the half blade of it. So just
Yep.
because I thought I did have the 6 iron in that as well, just to try it out, but I thought it was a bit easier to play the 5 iron in that style.
Hmm.
So so that's why I opted for that.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really loved the look of the clubs as well. So when I first got fitted, I was just in love with them. So I
Hmm.
didn't want to really switch to any others. I was so onto. I was like, I want to play those clubs. Nothing can take me away from them. So yeah, but they work amazingly. They're really good.
That's great.
So I'm really happy with them.
And
And
Alex says on here that your clubs are on their way, so he's on it.
yay! I'm so excited to get my new clubs. I can't wait.
So how about
Yeah.
on the wedge side and on the wood side?
So the wedges, I did hear you mention that you play the T7s.
Yep.
I do too.
Yep.
Still got them. They need to be changed. But yeah, I think they're so good, honestly. Everyone that tries, well, first of all, everyone who sees my wedges are like, oh my God, they're so cool. They're blue. Like, I've never seen blue
Hmm.
wedges before. And then they try them and they're like, oh, wow, they're amazing. So hopefully I'm trying to convince people to switch to Mizuno.
Nice.
Yeah, I play them. I have a 50-degree, a 60, and a 56.
Okay, nice.
So basically, I have my pitching wedge in the MP18, so it kind of had a bigger gap. So I opted for the 50-degree wedge
Yep.
instead of the 52, just so that I thought the 50 was closer to my pitching wedge.
Hmm.
And I feel like I had more control with the 50-degree, as in I could pitch it more to the distance, as in the bigger gap from the sandwich to the gap wedge.
Right.
I could fill that gap easier with the 50, so that's why I
Hmm.
opted for that. So yeah, and then I have my hybrid. I've had this for ages as well. I can't seem to find a better one. It is the CLK.
Nice.
So if you can see
Yeah,
that.
Fredrik and I were talking about a hybrid's almost similar to a fairway wood, where it's like once you get one that works, it's tough to change.
Yeah, it is. And I love this. I can do all, I love doing different types of shots with it. So, and I've always just had a hybrid instead of a 4-iron.
Hmm.
I've always just liked it more. I felt like it was a bit easier to hit out of the rough as well. It's probably for us girls, it's a bit easier than for the guys. Um, so yeah, so I mean, I did have my fitting start of this year, and we are waiting because there is a new one coming out.
There is, yes.
So yeah, I'm waiting for that one, and then I'll try that one out, and maybe I'll switch. Probably
Nice.
will.
How about on the driver side?
Yeah, so the driver, I've actually just switched to this year. It's the ST200G,
Hmm.
and I have it on 9 degrees upright and more on the draw side.
Yeah, so again, Fredrik and I were talking about he had that same driver with the weights all the way forward, and you've got them back into the heel. So that's going to get the ball up a little bit more and maybe make it turn over just a bit as well.
Yeah, yeah. So my shot is more of a draw. I don't really like, whenever I play, like, everyone says I can't play a fade, but
Right.
I'm working on it. But yeah, I don't really like that shape. So my natural shape has always been a draw, and
Hmm.
I like it to be quite high with the driver as well. So what I did used to play was the Callaway Epic Flash,
Yep.
which I played for a few years, which was really good as well. But
Hmm.
when I had my fitting started this year and I tried this driver, it was like instantly, it was just perfect. Like I got a bit more distance out of it. It
Nice.
wasn't what my problem always is, because I do hit it quite high.
Hmm.
It doesn't get much roll. So that was always my problem. So with this one, it got more roll out of it and it flew further as well. So I was like immediately catch. I was like, that's going straight into the bag. So I took that with me straight away.
That's great.
Uh,
And is that a red Ventus shaft? Is that what that is?
yeah, I was about to say, yeah, it's a Ventus stiff.
Nice.
Yeah. So that one was really nice. I really like that. Fairway Woods, I still have. Well, we're not going to talk about them because they're
No,
not
it's okay.
yet.
No, I want to hear what you're playing. Then we can understand what we can work towards. Because not everybody's going to have the perfect fit from a Mizuno club. Is it a competitor club?
It is.
Which
I mean,
one? I'm
it is
just
Callaway. It is
That's
Callaway
okay.
Epic Flash.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But
I
that
got them. I got them at I think I got them at the British Open
hmm.
last year, maybe. So yeah, but I did try the new fairway woods, and I'm excited to get them as well. So
Nice. Yeah,
wait.
everything's a work in progress, so that's okay.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So that's my set at the moment, and hopefully my new clubs will come soon, and I can practice with them.
Absolutely. So do you have any idea when your next tournament will be, or is still a waiting game to find out?
Well, yeah, we keep getting emails basically just that they're postponing tournaments, and well, tournaments are being called off to next year, and it
Hmm.
is frustrating because obviously we all just want to get back out there and travel and play the game that we love. But we don't really know. I mean, at the moment, we are supposed to be starting up in August,
Okay.
which is the co-tournaments with the LPGA, which will be the Scottish and the British.
Great.
So they are still on the schedule. So hopefully that will stay that way.
Well, fingers crossed for everything. Hopefully, it gets back to playing soon. I know you'll get back on form in no time, just because, especially if you've been working on your short game and putting and everything. So this
Yeah.
should be great.
I mean, we've actually been quite lucky because our National Golf Federation has kind of made a deal that we're allowed to practice. Like, so the last 4 weeks, I've been allowed to practice at our facilities, like the main facility for the German Federation in Germany,
Hmm.
which is only like 40 minutes down the road from me. So it's perfect. So
Nice.
we've all just been practicing there. Obviously, we were only allowed to be in groups of 5,
Hmm.
and we had to have our distance as well. And we were allowed to go onto the course, but only in 2 balls, and the
Okay.
holes had to be like a hole between.
Hmm.
Um, But yeah, so we've actually been quite lucky. So we've been doing that. So we've actually got a pump on this weekend, starts tomorrow. So
Nice.
we're all putting in a bit of money, so it'll be more intense, the game. So
Good.
hopefully that'll be fun. Some guys are joining in as well. So yeah, it should be good.
Well, good luck. I hope you kick everybody's butt. So,
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna try.
what's your favorite place to play when you guys are out traveling?
Dubai.
Dubai?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah, Dubai. I love Dubai. I mean, one of my sponsors is there as well, so that helps a lot, so I can stay there.
Hmm.
But I think Dubai is just like the courses are always in an amazing condition. You have so many different courses to play that is all so different. And the weather is great. Like everyone's so nice there, all golf
Hmm.
crazy. Like it's just, I love it there.
That's great. It looks beautiful. Like when you see the pictures, it's just so stunning. Like just everything, the buildings, and then the green grass, just how it contrasts with everything. It's just awesome.
Yeah, yeah, they put a lot of work into it. You've probably seen the Emirates golf course with the skyline.
Yes. Yeah.
That's my favorite one. I love that one.
Nice. Well, actually, I
Yeah.
think we were looking at your swing on YouTube, just trying to analyze stuff, and I think there was a video of your swing right there hitting on that shot where you can see the hotel right in the back or the clubhouse
Yeah.
right behind.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I think that's always that everyone takes a video on that hole.
Hmm. Well, hey, I really appreciate you taking some time and letting us introduce you to even further to our market, and now we can share this in the States as well, and hopefully get you some more fans and followers from over on our side of the pond as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully I'll be joining you over there soon. That's the
Please,
goal.
yeah, please do, and then we look forward to just following your path and following your career, and looking forward to seeing you back out there and winning it and closing those tournaments out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Awesome. Well, thank you, and please keep safe and keep your game up, and let us know what we can do to help you out.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, thanks, Olivia. Have a great one.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, guys, that was awesome. Thanks for all those who watched. I know we had Fredrik and Olivia both on, just sharing what they're up to. I'm getting ready to sign off, but we're going to go ahead and post this on our Instagram page so you'll be able to see it again. I probably post on YouTube as well. But watch out for both of these players. They're both really good, and there's a lot of talent there. And please, everybody, keep safe.